We've all heard the stories. A terrifying creature that disguises itself as others. When you look at one, you can always tell that something is off. Maybe it is the too wide smile, the too long limbs, or maybe it's the voice that you know deep down is just not human. Sometimes they disguise themselves as strangers looking for help, sometimes as friends or loved ones, and sometimes even as yourself. Whatever form they choose, know that you are not safe around one. I'm sure you have heard different strategies for surviving them. One of the most common pieces of advice I have heard is to never open the door for them. Many people believe they are safe if they do not let them in their homes. This may be a good strategy for surviving one night, however, it will not get rid of one. And continued exposure to a doppelganger will take a large toll on your mental health. However, after many years of experience hunting these creatures, I have come up with a list of guidelines that will really keep you safe. Because the biggest secret these creatures have is that they aren't as powerful as you think they are. Rule 1. Do not show them fear. The most important piece of information to know about these creatures is what they are after. They are not after your identity. They have no interest in replacing you, at least not forever. What they really need is fear. The feed off of it. It gives them strength and keeps them alive. But when you take that away from them, you will be surprised how weak they really are. After all, if they were always as strong as you hear in the stories, wouldn't they have taken over the world by now? No, they have to stay in the shadows, because humans can be more terrifying than any monster in existence. Admittedly, this is very vague advice, which is why the rest of this list expands upon ways to avoid showing them fear. Rule 2. Make sure what you are dealing with is a doppelganger. Initially, you may not immediately realize that what you are dealing with is a doppelganger. They like to gradually reveal themselves as the slow realization contributes to the fear they feed off of. And when you are finally aware, they strike. Usually they eat their target alive to maximize on the fear. If you are suspicious that a friend or family member is not what they seem, ask them a personal question. Doppelgangers are not mind readers and will not know the answer. They will attempt to avoid the question, but keep pushing to be sure. Rule 3. Use a gun. Like I've said before, doppelgangers are not as strong they would like you to think they are. Just like us, bullets hurt them. However, it is important to understand that they will feel less pain the more you are afraid of them. They may even be able to quickly heal from injuries if you are truly terrified, but no amount of fear can heal a bullet to the brain. Rule 4. Say something ridiculous. Doppelgangers are ambush predators, and if you are facing one, there is a good chance you will not be prepared. In this case, you want to weaken them before you strike. One good strategy is to say something so off the walls that they have no idea how to respond. Say something like, "Bananas are stuck on 3rd floor of Gary's antique couch," or, "I'm terribly sorry, but I'm late for my sister's orgy." When a doppelganger has no idea how to respond, it's like their mind does a reset. They stop talking and will be completely oblivious to anything that you are currently doing. Rule 5. Call them by the wrong name. If the doppelganger you are dealing with is disguising itself as someone you know, call it by the incorrect name. The creature will have done enough research to know the name of the person it's pretending to be. But by calling it the wrong name, you plant the idea in its mind that you know something it does not. This will distract it and weaken it severely. Rule 6. Get angry. This comes with the fight or flight response from fear. Doppelgangers count on the flight response, or the deer in headlights, for their victims. But if the fight response comes up, let it consume you. It will push away all of the other fear. I have met survivors who have killed doppelgangers with their bare hands when they get angry. Rule 7. Laugh. Nothing scares doppelgangers more than when their targets laugh in their faces. It makes them afraid and weak. Laugh like a supervillain about to unleash their master plan. The paranoia it instills alone may make them try to flee. Rule 8. If encountering a group, try monster baiting. Okay, look, this one is not my favorite strategy. I only rely on this when I'm cornered and have no other options. Have you ever tried to fight someone and they just started wanking it? No? Well, I can confirm that it is one of the most terrifying things that you could ever imagine. Fortunately, doppelgangers feel the same way. So if you ever find yourself cornered by multiple of these creatures, abandon your pride and pull down your pants. They will most likely run in fear of the crazy bastard they chose to target. Of course, you could always use this as your primary strategy, but I don't know what that says about you as a person. Rule 9. Kill it. It is always best to kill one of these creatures after encountering it. Do not hide. Do not run. They will be back. And every time they return, they will feed off of more and more of your precious fear. Use my previous advice and kill it any way you can. As long as you have not given it enough strength through fear, you should be able to overcome it. And do not worry about the body. It will disappear after some time. Nobody is quite sure why this is. My theory is that these things are just not supposed to be on this world, and that the universe is correcting this mistake after they have perished. Hopefully, my list of strategies will give you the knowledge needed to survive an encounter with a doppelganger. There are, of course, other more niche strategies that I've utilized over the years. However, these basics should do enough to keep you alive. So remember, be careful and show no fear. You are stronger than them.